This is the iRest full-body zero-gravity massage recliner chair. The real benefit is simple. I can walk in tense and tired, sit down, and feel my spine and legs release like a slow exhale in less than a minute. I would put this in the home wellness category. It is for people who want reliable, repeatable recovery without booking a session or leaving the house. If you sit at a desk, lift weights, run, care for kids, or just want a quiet place to reset, this fits that routine better than anything else I have brought into my living space lately. The design choices affect daily use in practical ways. The chair has a sculpted shell with a smooth, leather-like upholstery that wipes clean with a damp cloth. The material does not hold lint or pet hair as much as I expected, and it stays cool to the touch until the heating elements warm up. The seating position cradles the shoulders and hips, so the spine stays aligned even before the massage starts. There are cushioned arm channels with air chambers that wrap the forearms and hands. Down at the legs, the calf and foot sections extend and retract automatically, and they use inflatable pads along with mechanical rollers. A pocket on the side holds a phone or small book without pressing into your hip. There is a charging port using universal serial bus, and it is handy for topping up a battery during a longer session. There are speakers built into both sides of the headrest that point toward the ears, not outward, which keeps the sound personal. The overall footprint is large, and it needs a little room behind it to recline fully, so planning the placement matters. Getting it ready to use was straightforward. I plugged it in, attached the remote control cable, and powered it on. From unboxing to the first massage took me around 15 minutes, mostly because I was moving slowly and reading the on-screen guidance on the remote. The chair runs a body scan when you start a program. It feels like a gentle slide up and down the back to map shoulder height and spine curvature. That takes about 30 seconds. The automatic leg extension moves until the footplate touches the soles, pauses, and then sets the length. It felt accurate for me and for a taller friend who tried it. The motors change position smoothly. There is a hum, but it is more like a soft white noise than a mechanical grind. Controls are split into two parts. There is a fixed panel on the arm that handles power, pause, and quick position changes. The handheld remote opens up everything else. The learning curve is real on day one because there are many modes, but after a few sessions, I had muscle memory for the buttons I use most. The interface responds quickly, with no lag between a button press and a change in motion. Core performance comes down to 3 systems working together. The rollers on an S and L-shaped track run from the neck down past the lower back and into the top of the hips. That long reach is the reason it feels like a full-body massage instead of just a back rub. The rollers can switch between gentle gliding, kneading, and targeted pressure, and they hit the muscles along the spine without poking the bones. The second system is the airbags. They inflate in sequences around the shoulders, arms, waist, calves, and feet. The timing feels thoughtful. The compression does not just squeeze. It holds, then releases in a pattern that helps blood flow. The third system is zero-gravity reclining. When I tilt back into that position, my knees rise above my heart, the back support shifts, and my lower spine decompresses. The combination of that posture and the long track rollers is what makes longer sessions feel comfortable instead of tiring. Heating is focused where it matters, mainly the lower back and legs. It warms up in a few minutes and stays steady. Not sauna hot, but enough to loosen tight areas so the massage can do more with less intensity. Real use is where it clicked for me. After a full day on a laptop, I ran a relaxing preset that emphasized the neck and shoulders. Within 5 minutes, the buzz behind my shoulder blades faded. After a run, I switched to a stretch program that gently reclines and raises the legs while the airbags hold the hips and shoulders. It feels like a supported yoga pose. The stretch is not aggressive. It is controlled, and I always felt stable. On mornings when I woke up stiff, I started a short manual routine. I moved the rollers to the lower back, added a little extra pressure, and let it work that spot for about 6 minutes. The chair remembers the last settings, so getting back to a favorite trick is quick. A specific use case that surprised me has been movie nights. I recline into zero gravity, pair my phone with the built-in speakers over Bluetooth, and play a calm playlist or an audiobook at low volume. The speakers are close to my ears, so I can keep the volume modest. The audio quality is clean on voices and mids. Bass is light, but it does not rattle the frame, which I prefer because the rollers and airbags are already moving. The combination of sound, heat, and the long track rollers turns a standard living room night into a recovery session. I have also used it during midday breaks. 15 minutes on a gentle program with heat has been more effective than a nap for getting me back to work without feeling foggy. There are smart touches that actually help. The artificial intelligence voice control is useful when my eyes are closed or my hands are in the arm channels. Simple commands like start, pause, change mode, or adjust position register well as long as the room is quiet. It did mishear me once when the television was on. I switched to the remote for that session and went back to voice commands later without issues. The automatic leg length sensing means I do not have to fiddle with manual adjustments. The universal serial bus charging port is not fast, but it keeps a phone from dying during a long session. The side pocket is deeper than it looks, so larger phones do not slide out when the chair reclines. The fixed arm controls are a small thing that I appreciate. When the handheld remote is tucked away, I can still pause the massage with one press, adjust the recline, or stop quickly if someone calls me from another room. Comfort and precision matter more than a list of modes, and I like the way this chair balances both. The rollers never feel like they are attacking my back, even when I raise the intensity. The airbags around the calves are strong, and the foot rollers are assertive. If you have very sensitive feet, you may want to start with low intensity or add the included foot pads. Heat coverage in the lower back is excellent. I would not mind a touch more warmth in the calves for winter evenings, but the current level is consistent and safe. Noise is low enough that I can listen to music or an audiobook without turning the volume up much. I have noticed faint creaks when transitioning between certain stretch positions. It is not alarming, just the frame settling as it moves. The remote uses a lot of small icons, and for the first day I kept glancing down to make sure I was pressing the right option. After a few sessions, it became natural. Space and placement are the only significant practical considerations. The chair has presence. It is not the kind of thing you slide into a corner and forget. I measured my room and left a little extra room behind it so the back could recline fully. If you live in a small apartment, think about where it will sit and how you walk around it. The weight also means you will not want to move it often. Once it is in place, it feels solid and grounded, which is exactly what a recliner with moving parts should feel like. Day to day, what keeps me using it is how predictable it is. I can set a 20-minute session, hit zero gravity, and feel the same relaxed state every single time. The long track rollers drop down into the hips and glutes where chairs with shorter tracks do not reach. The arm channels do more than hold your arms in place. They work along the forearms and hands, which is great if you type all day. The calf airbags squeeze in from the sides and from behind, which helps after standing or walking. The chair lets me build a manual routine quickly. I pick a starting position, roll to a tight area, add heat, add compression, and save that sequence mentally so I can recreate it tomorrow. This is the part where I balance the praise with a few realities. It is large. You need to plan your space. The foot rollers can be intense at higher levels. The built-in speakers are fine for music and spoken word, but they will not replace a dedicated sound system. The universal serial bus charging port is more of a trickle top-up than a rapid charge. Voice commands work best in a quiet room. None of those are deal breakers for me. They are the kinds of traits you learn in the first week and then work around easily. So, who should consider this chair? If you want consistent relief for your back, shoulders, and legs without scheduling an appointment, this is the one that has delivered for me. If you are into recovery after workouts or long days on your feet, the stretch programs and zero gravity position are worth it. If you want a recovery tool that also blends into a living or theater room with a clean look, the design helps it fit without shouting for attention. If space is tight, or if you prefer ultra-light pressure on the feet, you might want to test the settings or add the foot pads before committing to long sessions. I like products that earn their spot in my routine. This one has. It is reliable, it is comfortable, and it turns a spare 20 minutes into something my body actually thanks me for. If you want to see more hands-on reviews like this, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment with your questions or your own experience, and I will do my best to help. Thank you for watching.